Hello, welcome to the Jocelyn Gould Show. This is episode 10. We are doing a special album release show today. So the day that you're seeing this is the day that my album comes out, October 25th. And if you like what you see, I would love if you would hit the subscribe button. We would love to see you over here more often. So today we're going to be talking about the album, playing tunes from the album, and of course answering your questions as always. We are going to be starting with a tune, the first tune, the title track actually of the record. This is called Portrait of Right Now. All right, that was Portrait of Right Now. That's the title track on my album that comes out the day this episode comes out. I recorded this album in May. I'm so proud of it. It's by far my best guitar playing. And yeah, it's just really great to have it out in the world. And thank you to everyone who's watched it, so who's streamed it or listened to it or pre-ordered it rather. And yeah, so we're gonna answer some questions, play some more tunes from the record. By the way, you're listening to Kevin Waters on the drums. This is Sam Fournier on the bass, making his debut appearance. Welcome.
Hello.
Thanks for being here, Sam.
Thanks for
Welcome.
And this is Will Bonness on the piano. Yeah, so I put out a post wondering if anyone had any questions, and we got a ton. So I wrote down a bunch of them. We're going to answer some.
All right. Why don't we start with one about the album?
Yeah.
Jocelyn, I am one of the... This is Tiffany Commissar.
Ah, Tiffany. So, sorry. Carry on.
I am one of the lucky ones who ordered an advanced copy of your new album, which is wonderful. Can you talk about your approach to composition and songwriting? How do you come up with the titles for your instrumental tunes?
Okay, awesome. So Tiffany I met in Columbus, Ohio in May when I played there. I think she lives in Columbus. And then I played at Birdland about a month later, and she also drove out to New York to see me play from Ohio. So thanks for the question,
Real
Tiffany.
fan.
Yeah. And also, I'm curious to know how your guitar playing is going. So the question was about...
how you approach composition and how you come up with titles.
Cool. So for this album, and this is, something everybody can speak to. We're all composers here. For me, I've been composing since I was really little. I always just liked to come up with songs and sing my own songs. And when I was in high school, I started playing guitar in high school and started writing just like prolifically, just like hundreds of songs, which I didn't realize was like not an average kid thing to do. At the time, it was just sort of how I dealt with what was going on in the world. And one really cool connection with my youth and this show actually is that the first songs I ever recorded were a few of those tunes that I wrote as a teenager, and I recorded them with my friend Riley Hill. We recorded them in his bathroom because we thought that the sound was good in the bathroom. And Riley is the engineer for this podcast. So that's, I've known Riley a long time, and he recorded like the only records of those songs I wrote as a kid. So I've always just sort of written music as a way of processing what's going on around me and sort of getting, I don't know, kind of how I'm feeling out of me and out into the world. With this record, it links to the podcast because I had to write a bunch of music. I've been trying to bring in new music every time we do this. So when it came time to record in May, I had a stack of music ready to go from our previous episodes. So that was great. And naming instrumental tunes used to sort of perplex me. I don't know if you all feel the same way.
Naming them is weird in general.
Yeah, I used to struggle to name tunes, but now I basically just name them off of kind of where I was at when I was writing them, maybe what the melody reminds me of, what the chord progression reminds me of, so you can get creative and name them anything you want. Yeah.
I don't have too much to add to that.
I find it hard to find a title that really means something with the music, because I think a lot of instrumental tunes get used as an excuse to kind of have a clever title, or just kind of, and that's cool too, but it's another thing to find the poetry in just the title, and that's all you have to sum up this whole song, because you don't have words. So that's a whole challenge in itself.
Totally.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. Thanks, Tiffany.
Yeah.
As always.
All right. Joanne Marie Prinzifali asks, adding to the many questions about your beautiful Benedetto 16B, what factors do you see as most important for choosing an archtop guitar, and what led you to choose this model?
Great question. Thanks, Joanne. So as I am always talking about wherever I go, this is my archtop. This is my Benedetto. It's a carved top. It's a 16B. And I chose it. I got asked to be a Benedetto artist in 2019. And I went down to the shop in Savannah and met Jackson and Howard and Maggie, and they're like family to me now. But when I first went down, I tried a bunch of instruments and picked this one. I was looking for a guitar, I think, that I would not grow out of. I was looking for an instrument that the instrument would never be the limiting factor. I would always be the limiting factor. The guitar I was playing prior was my first archtop, and it had a real dead spot from like the 12th fret on, really kind of 10th fret to 15th fret on the B and E string. It was just really dead, and that was always something I had thought was a problem with my playing. I was like, oh, I'm not bringing out the sound. I'm not bringing the sound out of the instrument. It must be me. And when I played this guitar, it just rings so beautifully in that register, which is a really important register to me, an important part of my range. And so I love this guitar because it's even completely across the neck. There's no dull spots, there's no dead spots, and it's just always feels like it always feels like it won't get in my way. This instrument will never get in my way. I'll always be able to improve on this instrument. That's what I really love about it, and that's what I think I would recommend for people who are looking for an archtop, is just play a lot of them and find one that resonates with you, that you'll know when you pick up the right instrument, and you'll you'll hear it and you'll think, oh yeah, this is my sound. This is what I want to sound like. That's what I would look for.
Nice.
Yeah.
Do you want to do another one or play?
Let's do some playing. Let's
All right.
play. So this is a tune that I wrote for the recording session. So this album, I actually only decided to record it in April. I got home from... It's true. I got home from a really long tour in mid-April. And I sat down and I said, okay, what do I want the rest of my life to look like? Sometimes when you're on a tour, it's just a really long one. This was like a 2-month tour. It sort of feels like you don't really think about life outside of the tour. So the tour ended and I was like, what am I going to do with myself now? And it just was like, oh, obviously I should record a record. I wanted to put it out in the fall, so that meant I had to get into the studio basically right away. So I started writing basically immediately. I was over in Denmark when I wrote this particular tune, and it's called Io's Orbit. Io is one of Jupiter's moons. It's also the name of one of my cats. So, unrelated. This is Io's Orbit. that was my brand new tune, Io's Orbit. I think it's the 6th track on the album, maybe. Oh, actually, I have it right here.
Oh yeah, you can just look there.
It's the 7th track on the album. This is it. Portrait of Right Now. It's
You
the
can
7th.
order now. It's not a pre-order anymore. It's a real order it, and we'll send it immediately.
It's just a straight up order.
Just a straight up order.
Yeah.
Looks good.
Thank you. Oh, this is designed by my friend Roberta Landreth. She's an amazing designer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Some more questions.
Yeah. Let's
right.
do it.
Christian Leth asks who your favorite Danish drummer is.
Hey, Christian. I'm going to have to go with Christian Leth. Is my favorite.
Who's your second favorite Danish drummer?
Christian Leth is my favorite, first and second favorite Danish
In the
drummer.
comments, you should all put who your favorite Danish drummer is.
Absolutely. Yeah. Hey, Christian. I'm going to be playing some gigs next May with Christian, and I'm really excited to play again.
All right. Moving on. Jeremy Price 92019. I wonder if that's their zip code.
Jeremy is Canadian.
Oh, okay. Well then, not sure. Is SOS on your upcoming Vancouver set list? What's SOS?
Great question. SOS is a West Montgomery tune.
Okay.
Yeah. So for the last little while, I've been tributing West Montgomery on a lot of my concerts. Kevin's played this tune with me a bunch. We've done jingles, and so I think this is just asking if now I'm going to move on to SOS.
I see.
You'll have to come. You have to come. We're playing in Vancouver on November 1st and 2nd. So you have to come find out if we're going to play SOS. You know it. You know those that solo send-off?
Oh, that. Yeah, I know.
That comes
Yeah,
from
okay.
that tune.
I just didn't know what it was called.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Tedlev1 asks, where did you study or did you learn on the bandstand?
Oh, yeah. I liked this question because it sort of made me think. I was like, oh, well, I did go to, school, but I also learned on the bandstand.
Yeah, I mean, it's not one or the other, right? It's both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I learned playing with Kevin, and I learned playing with, I think a good school basically puts you on the bandstand a bunch.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, you gotta play it.
Yeah. But I did. I went to University of Manitoba and then Michigan State University. So that's where I went to school, but I learned on the bandstand, I think. Yeah. Especially, when I went to Michigan State, like that whole program is designed around getting you to play. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the more school gets you on the bandstand, the more you learn.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. One more of these or a couple. We can do a couple more.
Yeah.
Moewen. I'm not sure how to say that. I apologize. What's the most tough conditions you've had in your tour experiences? Maybe,
Yeah, you ain't really
YouTube.
gotta lay it out. Yeah, 50 seconds.
Yeah. What's this?
What's the second most tough conditions you've had in your tour experience?
So I chose this question because I was just sort of I just got off. I've been touring for a couple of years now, a lot, but just kind of came off of like 9 months pretty much straight on the road. And I couldn't come up with a number one, like what's the most challenging, but it just made me laugh a little bit because it can be, you know, intense thing to tour and be on the road all the time, and you're always encountering new situations, and then you have to get on the bandstand and entertain and play your best and try and bring joy into people's lives. That's your job, your role. And
learn.
And learn. Yeah, Sam. So it just made me think about what is the most challenging, but everything's happened to me. I've been in a lot has happened.
Yeah.
On the road. A lot happens.
Cool. Let's see. Steve Ogden asks, I don't see an amp on your YouTube show. Mm-hmm. Are you going direct? And do you have a preferred amp to get your sound?
Great question, Steve. I think we've used a few amps on this show, but for the last several, I've been using my Henriksen, my jazz amp. I love those amps. I actually was just in Denver at a festival that Peter Henriksen put together, and I really, really love those amps. So that's what I've been using in the last several episodes, and I do have it isolated, so it's in this booth over here. And then when we're playing, I'm wearing headphones, and that's just so that I can have more control over the sound. We can you have more control over what the final sound will be when your instrument is isolated. So we've been doing that for the last several episodes too, and that's what I've been using. And that's why you can't see it. It's in the other room.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Should we play another tune?
Yeah, let's play another one.
All right. So the last tune we're going to play is a tune that I wrote actually for this show, and you're going to kind of hear how the tune developed. There's some hits that got added, a couple breaks. Originally, I just called it, I don't even think it had a name when we played it.
Yeah, probably not.
Back in the early days of the show, but now it's called Can I Tell You a Secret? And I wanted it to sound a little bit like Count Basie's Little Darlin', Frank Foster's Little Darlin', and like the recording. So that's what I was going for with this. And when I was describing it to the band, that's all I said. I just said, oh, it's like Little Darlin'. And they were like, oh, yeah, okay. So this is Kevin Waters on the drums, Sam Fournier on the bass, Will Bonness on the piano. We're playing music off of my brand new album out today. This is Portrait of Right Now. You can get a physical copy on my website. I will sign it, walk down to the mailbox, send it to you. You can stream it anywhere that you stream music. And thank you so much for watching. This is our last tune. This is called Can I Tell You a Secret? All right. Thank you so much for watching, for listening, for supporting. It really means the world to me, and I can't wait to be back. We'll see you next time. Take care. Bye, everybody.